Okay, this is a quick introduction to the pen tool. We reviewed the pen tool in class, and I'm just going to go over it again to clarify some of the finer points. If you don't have your pen tool little toolbox out, I'll close that. Click P on the keyboard, go over to your pen tool, go to the end of this little box. You see I have 4 different pen tools in here. I'm going to tear that off. I'm going to move it onto my page. I'm also going to show my strokes, and in order to show that stroke box, I can go to Window and down to Stroke and make sure it's checked, and it'll sit out there. I can close some of these other boxes if I want to. Here's my layers palette. We talked about that. My swatches palette. I'm going to leave everything else exactly the same as I demonstrate the pen tool. The pen tool will create lines. This is a line, as well as closed shapes. Okay, right now I have no fill, so you're only seeing the closed shapes. But if I filled it, that's what it would look like. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to delete that. You also notice that my page looks a little different. It has these weird guides that look like graph paper. In order to get the guides out, you do Command and then hold down the Command key and click on quotation marks. When I click on the quotation marks, I can toggle the graph paper on and off. And I'm going to keep it on. It won't print. It's only there to help you. And I'm going to leave it just the way it is. So we just went over how to make a closed path. Keep in mind that when you're using this anchor point, these anchor points in this pen tool, when you get to the end, watch what happens to the right of the pen tool. As I approach closing the path, you see the little circle there? That will indicate that now this path is now not a path anymore. It's a shape made up of paths. The line segments are between the anchor points. Okay, so this is the vocabulary that we need to understand if we're going to be working in Illustrator. I can grab a line segment and I can manipulate it. I can also grab an anchor point with my direct selection tool, and I can start to manipulate that path. So lots of times when we're creating things in Illustrator, we'll start with a basic shape and then we'll add and delete anchor points and convert anchor points. So anyway, this is a closed path. If I drag on the anchor points, then we can manipulate the path. So I'm just going to delete this and show you what you need to do for this lesson. Grab your pen tool, make a 5-point stroke, and here's how the pen tool works in a very simplified manner. We're going to be using the intersections here, these 1-inch grid on the graph paper, to make a series of 6 lines. So in order to set the first anchor point to create the line, you just click once. You don't drag or do anything. You only just click one time. To create the curve, you click here and drag. And I didn't get the first click, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to click once, then I'm going to move over here to this intersection, and I'm going to click and drag down. I need to take my Convert Anchor Point tool here and send this direction line back up into that anchor point so that it will not curve the next line segment. So I'm going to take the Convert Anchor Point tool, drag it back up there. Take the Convert Anchor Point tool, put it back into that anchor point. So hold this, click, drag. An easier way is to hold the Alt key first, then tuck it in. There you go. Then you don't ever leave the pen tool. Click, drag, hold the Alt key, send that line back up there. Click, drag, hold the Alt key, click that line back in there. Remember, hold the Alt key first before you click and drag. So click, drag, hold the Alt key, and send that back up in there. I'm going to go back to my selection tool, letter A, deselect the path, go back to the pen tool, P. I'm going to do it one more time. Oops, I better hurry. Click once, click, drag, hold the Alt key. You can pause this at any time so you can catch up. Click, drag, hold the Alt key, put that back in there, click, drag, hold the Alt key, Some of those mistakes that I've made, you guys are going to make also, but don't worry about it. You just hit the delete key, and then you just begin again. Click drag, hold the alt key. If I didn't click drag on the second one where I hold the alt key, watch what would happen. The line is going to follow this direction line. That's why I hold that alt key and click that right back in there. So create a series of 3 lines, increase this a little bit so we can see the difference in the first line and the second line. And later on I'm going to show you how to change these endpoints.